impressive. We are live, man. I'm telling you, man. I knew it was gonna be. I knew there was a reason I had to watch NXT 2.0. And his name is Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo with a very impressive debut on NXT tonight. We saw Von Wagner twice. And MSK defends the tag team championships in a fatal four-way. We also saw the debut of Parker Bordeaux. We're going to go over it all tonight, ladies and gentlemen. NXT 2.0. This is Off the Script 1.0. There's no reason for a rebrand here because we are the best. This is your NXT 2.0 post show right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. It is Tuesday, October 5th, 2021. I'm your host, JD from New York, and this is the OTS venue. Thank you guys very much for joining me on your Tuesday nights. We got a lot to go over tonight, man. Very excited. Usually I'm not very excited about NXT. I haven't been since Triple H was in charge, which was, or at least feels like, decades ago. But I was actually very excited for NXT tonight for one big reason, and one reason only, really, and that was the debut of Tony D'Angelo. Now, I've been very critical of this new NXT 2.0. I don't trust Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard to do my laundry. They are absolutely clueless at what to do. They don't know how to run a wrestling company anymore. Creatively, it is awful. But the NXT 2.0 model is not something that I'm going to overly praise every single week like I did Triple H. I'm kind of at a situation watching this show where I'm not going to take it too seriously. There's no way that you can. We had Ricochet and Black and Andrade and Cole and Gargano and Champa, and we had all this talent. Velveteen Dream, Matt Riddle, the Viking Raiders, the Street Profits. The list goes on and on about all the NXT talent that was on that show once upon a time. It was built differently. WWE, I knew where they were going to go with this. And it's something actually that House of Glory, who I work for, and the people that run House of Glory have told me about what they want to do. And it's something that I've always brought to the table as yes. Yes. As long as the characters are relatable and they're not overly cartoonish and they're not cheesy. WWE absolutely needs characters. And what I'm watching tonight, and I didn't really have anything to do tonight. I ordered myself some Chipotle, sat down on the couch with a nice cold beverage, and I watched NXT. I didn't take it too seriously, and what I watched tonight was WWE building characters. And I feel like there are people like the Adam Coles and the Tommaso Ciampas and the Johnny Garganos that will get over based on pro wrestling ability first and then character second. It took Johnny Gargano a very, very long time to really show you the type of character and the type of charisma that he does possess. Tommaso Ciampa has had that ever since he won the NXT Championship the first time in that legendary rivalry that he had with Johnny Gargano. Adam Cole has charisma for days. Those guys, it took a little bit more. NXT, you're starting to see the development of characters. Tony D'Angelo, you're starting to see WWE, bring out Braun Breaker. I don't think he necessarily has a character. I don't think he needs one. He's a Steiner. Steiners themselves are characters. You get to see Mandy Rose doing things that I didn't really think Mandy Rose was even capable of. But here she is in NXT, actually wrestling. You get to see Dexter Lumis, and you get to see Cameron Grimes, and Odyssey Jones, and LA Knight, and Pete Dunne, Von Wagner. I don't know what a Von Wagner is. I don't know who he's going to be or what he's going to do on the show. But there he is. Still trying to figure out what the fuck a Von Wagner is, but there he is. This Joe Gacy gimmick. Whatever the fuck it's trying to portray, I don't know. Looks very, very similar to Kevin Owens. It's almost as if WWE's looking to replace Kevin Owens. Wouldn't be surprised. Then you got Josh Briggs and this Jensen guy. I don't know what they were doing with those guys. They look a little too smoking gunnish, if you ask me. But characters, man. Characters is where they are going. And when you have a good character that isn't too comedic, that really just drives home, hey, I'm a character, I'm a professional wrestler, let's mix the two perfectly, and there you go. That's exactly what WWE wanted to do with this NXT. I know we're not going to get the old NXT back. And I'm really going into this for the first time with a clear head, and I'm going to enjoy it for what it was. And honestly, all it does take is a guy like Tony D'Angelo to really get you interested and excited about a show. I thought he had a tremendous debut tonight. Tremendous. And like I said, all it takes is that one guy. Guy came out, he wrestled, he looked the part, his music fit the part, super over. We're going to talk about him a little bit later on in the show. And we're going to talk about WWE bringing back Halloween Havoc once again on Tuesday night. And WWE pretty much using Halloween Havoc to be the final day that Hit Row holds the North American Championship. Or I should say Death Row. Death Row when they get to SmackDown. And then Tommaso Ciampa, the last day he holds Goldie, the NXT Championship. We're going to go over all that. And we're going to break down tonight's show right here on the podcast. Characters, man. It's what we're building House of Glory in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic around. And it's going to work. And I hope it works for NXT because, like I said, all you need is a good, solid nucleus of characters. And boom, you let them go and do what they have to do. Honestly, it could be a great thing if WWE simply just fully embraces it. So there's some exciting things coming out of NXT. And like I said, we're going to address all that stuff right here on the podcast. Thank you guys for joining me on Tuesday night. It is October 5th, 2021. I would like to try and wrap this up pretty quickly, man. I got the new PC running good. I got Battlefield 2042 already pre-downloaded on my new PC. And I'd like to jump into it when it goes live this morning. So I'd like to get through this and we can get on with our evenings. But as always, I thank you guys very much for joining me. And I'm going to give you the best I got. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go and check out the Monday Night Raw review from last night. We break down night 2 of the WWE draft on Monday Night Raw. One of the lamest drafts that WWE has done in recent memory. Really nothing stands out at all, but there is one glaring issue with SmackDown, and I may address this in an extra sometime this week. WWE, they've absolutely shorthanded SmackDown in the babyface, or I should say top babyface department. There's nobody for Roman Reigns over there. There's nobody for Roman Reigns outside of Drew McIntyre. What are they going to do? Seems like WWE did not do Roman Reigns right with the way that they drafted SmackDown. And nobody's talking about it. Who are you going to build around Roman Reigns on SmackDown to challenge for that Universal Championship? People are mentioning to me, oh, they could go and use Sheamus. They can go and use Shinsuke Nakamura. They can go and use Jeff Hardy. They can go and use Ricochet. Those are not men that you're going to put over as the next Roman Reigns. The guy that needs to beat Roman Reigns needs to be the next Roman Reigns. And WWE clearly is unprepared with SmackDown after the draft. And nobody's talking about it. There's nobody but Big D, Drew McIntyre. Not really what I call a successful draft if you can't start building around Roman Reigns for the second phase of his title run. Come on, Bruce, you got to do better than that, man. You got to do better than that. So we'll talk about that later this week. But if you guys missed night 2 of the draft and the post-show on Monday Night Raw, it is live on the channel right now. Go and hit that thumbs up, please. Let's try for... We got 400 likes in the chat right now. Let's try for a modest 700 likes in the chat. If we can do 700 likes, I'd be happy. I usually aim for 1,000. But this is Tuesday night, so I'm not really aiming for the stars here on Tuesday night. 700 is the goal. If you guys have not hit the thumbs up, please go and hit that thumbs up right now. Make sure you guys also hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys hit that join button as well. Join the channel, become a VIP, sit VIP with me here in the OTS venue. You guys get access to those beautiful emotes and those custom off-the-script badges. So make sure you guys go and hit that join button down below. Red Sox are winning in the 7th, 4-1 over the New York Yankees, man. That is up-to-date information. You guys need to keep me updated, man. I need to know who wins this. I need to know who wins this and gets eliminated from the MLB playoffs. This isn't really the playoffs. This is still an extension of the regular season because this is a wild card game. This is not the playoffs. I don't like this new playoff rule, man. Team could win 100 games and go into a fucking wild card game and lose one game and then you're out of the playoffs after playing well all year. I don't like it. I don't like it, man. I don't really envy the Los Angeles Dodgers because that's exactly what they have to go and do, I believe, or have they done it already? I don't even know. One of them had to do it. St. Louis, I'm not even following the National League because I'm worried about the fucking Brewers, man. Braves got the Brewers. I'm not really confident in the Braves beating the Brewers. Some that I know personally think the Braves are going to beat the Brewers. I don't know, man. So we will see what happens. But keep me up to date in the chat about what the Yankees are doing. Maybe the Yankees need Tony D'Angelo. Maybe the New York Yankees needed Tony D'Angelo to pitch for them at Fenway, bro. Anyway, make sure you guys hit that join button. And today's show is sponsored by Audible, audibletrial.com/off-the... Actually, no, it's not off the script. I can't remember these goddamn URLs, man. It's audibletrial.com/script. Off the script was the old link. audibletrial.com/script. Make sure you guys go and use that. It is linked in the description down below. You guys get 30 days free of Audible and one free audiobook of your choice. So if you guys want something for free just for listening to the show, there you go, man. Audible is giving you guys a free audiobook and 30 days free of their service. That's audibletrial.com/script. Let's get on with NXT, man. NXT opened up tonight with Mandy Rose versus Ember Moon. WWE is really pushing this toxic attraction group. Some people in the IWC are comparing them to the Undisputed Era and think that toxic attraction is going to get the NXT Women's Championship and the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, and they are going to reign supreme over the women's division like the Undisputed Era did, led by Adam Cole. I don't think so. Once upon a time, Undisputed Era was the king of NXT, man. The kings of NXT. Adam Cole was NXT champion. Roddy was North American champion. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly were tag team champions. They were on top of the world. My, oh my, how I miss those days. Those days were awesome. But people are already comparing them to be the female version of Undisputed Era. I am not seeing it yet. But what I am seeing here is a group that I really like a lot, man. I think Toxic Attraction's got a great look. I think they got a great makeup about them. I think Mandy Rose is really, finally, after all these years, starting to break out of her shell, man. And I honestly think it's a great thing. It really is. I enjoyed Mandy Rose. If you guys remember during the PC shows in the Empty Performance Center, WWE started feuding Mandy Rose with Sonya Deville, and they started doing the Otis storyline where the hacker had, I guess, spied on them and found Sonya Deville tweeting or texting Otis disguised as Mandy Rose, only for Dolph Ziggler to show up at the restaurant and have dinner with Mandy Rose. And then they feuded for a little bit. The story never went anywhere. Otis got his big kiss at WrestleMania. They rushed through it, and that was it. Mandy Rose in that feud with Sonya Deville really showed a different side of her that I wanted to see a little bit more often, man. It was a little rugged. It was a little intense. It was a little bit more genuine. It wasn't really the Barbie doll blonde that they had her portraying in the very early stages. This was a rough and tough, I know I'm beautiful, but I'm going to kick your fucking ass, Mandy Rose. And now we're getting that Mandy Rose, but almost in a, I don't want to say a goth-like style, but definitely a darker take on what Mandy Rose was doing back on the main roster. And I like it. I really do like it. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know how long WWE is going to really give them the push that they're getting now. But it seems like all is leading towards Toxic Attraction being the top female group in WWE on NXT. And I think that's a great thing, because that is going to get Gigi Dolan over. And I don't know much about JC Jane. To me, she's the oddball out. It's all about Mandy and Gigi Dolan. And JC Jane, to me, is just a supporting player right now until I see a little bit more from her and what she can do. But I like the makeup of the group. And Mandy Rose, man, I'll tell you, she did not look bad at all in the ring tonight against Ember Moon. And Ember Moon is a very good professional wrestler. So Mandy Rose looked very good in there. She worked a stiff style. She didn't look out of place. I like her new ring gear. Looks great. And Ember Moon seems to be on a losing streak, man. I don't know what they're doing with Ember Moon. I really don't. But this was a great match for Mandy Rose, and she got a big victory over Ember Moon. So Moon, she was in control early, putting Rose in a tree of woe. Toxic Attraction pulled her out of the ring early on to save her from some offense from Ember Moon. Moon responded with a tope suicida to take out Gacy Jane. Rose cut off Moon when she came back into the ring, hit a reverse suplex, went for a 2 count. Rose was in control. Moon started to come back and make a babyface comeback. Moon went to the middle rope, connected with a code breaker off the second turnbuckle. She went for a cover, only got a 2 count. She missed an eclipse attempt, then walked right into a knee, a jumping knee by Mandy Rose, which looks like it's her finishing move, and that was it. Mandy Rose gets the big victory over Ember Moon, and that was pretty much all she wrote. So Toxic Attraction remains hot on NXT, and Mandy Rose looked impressive tonight. This is not the same Mandy Rose that was given 90-second matches on the main roster. This is Mandy Rose now that WWE is allowing to go out there and wrestle. And I think that's a great thing, man. I can't complain about that. I really can't. Beth Phoenix was on commentary, and Vic Joseph actually questioned her about her house being invaded by Seth Rollins on Friday Night SmackDown. So Beth Phoenix said, "Don't worry, Adam is going to handle Seth Rollins." So now their real names are being brought into play. And when that happens, you know it's semi-serious. So I'm very much looking forward to that match. Still not announced for Crown Jewel, but I do think we get it in Saudi Arabia because that is the perfect stage for that final match to happen, and then both guys can move on to something new as they were both drafted to Monday Night Raw. Odyssey Jones versus LA Knight. I like Odyssey Jones. He's got a lot of work to do. He's a little too happy for me. I don't know if that's a problem with you guys. Odyssey Jones is a little too happy for me in NXT 2.0. So hopefully he can make it a little bit more serious of a personality. Kind of mix it. You don't have to be happy all the time. But this is a Vince McMahon show. This is the same guy that told Apollo Crews to smile more. This is the same guy that told Rhea Ripley to smile more because they're baby faces. That's what Vince McMahon looks at when he sees babyface. Smile. Smile for the camera. No. You can be a babyface and not smile. LA Knight, one of my favorite acts on NXT. Guy got shafted in the draft. He's on NXT, don't know where he's going on NXT. It doesn't look like he's got any direction on Tuesday night. Maybe he wins the North American Championship at some point. Maybe he wins the NXT title at some point. I don't know, but with Vince McMahon, I doubt it. With Bruce Pritchard, I doubt it. But all I know is WWE should have easily drafted LA Knight on Monday Night Raw during night 2 of the draft. Instead, and I made mention of this on Monday night, they drafted Ridge Holland. I don't think Ridge Holland was ready at all. He's in the middle of a storyline with Pete Dunne. So with Ridge Holland being called up to the main roster, you're pretty much making a storyline for Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne to lose to Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. And whatever's going on between those two guys. I don't know why Ridge Holland was called up. I said it last night, I'm going to say it again. Ridge Holland's got the look that they all want. He's got a great look, don't get me wrong. But having a great look doesn't mean you're ready for the main roster. Like Top Dollar, $0, and the rest of Hit Row, 2 of the 4 can wrestle. The other 2 cannot. But according to $0, all because they can cut a promo, they're going to be fine on the main roster. No, you're not. No, you're not. You need to do more than just cut a fucking promo on the main roster. Because if that's all you're going to do, you're going to get boring and stale very, very quickly. I am fine with Swerve, and I'm fine with Ashanti the Adonis. But the other two, I can't picture B-Fab in a ring with anybody, really. Maybe Dana Brooke. Can't picture her in a ring with the top elite stars of the women's division. And I can't envision Top Dollar doing what he does on NXT. All because you can cut a promo doesn't mean you're on the main roster and you're going to succeed. Same thing with Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland was easily, man, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here, maybe 12 months away from a main roster call-up. Maybe. I might suggest stretching that to about 18 months. I think his time in NXT was cut short. I would have never called Ridge Holland up. I would have actually called LA Knight up before Ridge Holland. I would have called Pete Dunne, his tag team partner, up before Ridge Holland. I would have called Cameron Grimes up before Ridge Holland. All three of these guys look like they are primed and ready for the main roster, yet WWE went with somebody like Ridge Holland. LA Knight got shafted. LA Knight is primed and ready himself for Raw or SmackDown. He is not developmental. He's got charisma for days. He can cut a promo better than anybody in NXT. And I'm sure that would translate very well to the main roster. And he'd fit in like a glove over on SmackDown, where they need guys right now after WWE kind of shorthanded them in the draft. But what do I know? What do I know? LA Knight versus Odyssey Jones. I thought this was going to be completely one-sided. I was actually very shocked. Crowd is completely behind Odyssey Jones, and I hope they continue to be, because he's going to be a big deal. Odyssey Jones is going to be a big deal. So, the crowd was behind Jones. Knight was kind of dodging him, bobbing and weaving, because clearly Odyssey Jones is the bigger guy here. Jones finally got his hands on Knight, threw him across the ring by his neck 3 times in a row. Jones stayed in control until Knight managed to hit a drop toe hold into the turnbuckle, which took the big man down. Knight delivered some forearms, choked Jones on the middle rope, knocked Jones to the mat, delivered an elbow. Knight kept striking Jones in the face, who then tried to body slam him. Jones just fell on top of LA Knight. LA Knight may be a great guy, man, but it looks like he doesn't have that many brains going for him. Tried to body slam Odyssey Jones. Not happening. So Odyssey Jones fell right on top of him, just kind of swinging the momentum in Odyssey Jones' favor. Jones shot Knight off the ropes at a big shoulder block. He then delivered an inverted backbreaker. And then all of a sudden, Andre Chase U, comes out. He's wearing this silly-looking college sweater with fucking slacks. He looks like a goddamn college professor. He's out there interfering in the match. Jones punched him in the face, but this was enough for LA Knight to finish Odyssey Jones off, hit his finishing move, and then Jones got his foot underneath the rope, and I love this. This was awesome. Nice little attention to detail here. When LA Knight hit his finishing move, which was, I believe, a swinging neck breaker on Odyssey Jones, Odyssey Jones had his foot underneath the rope, which would, in WWE's terms, stop the count, because it's just as good as him having his foot on the rope. But Andre Chase, he shoved his foot back into the ring, so the referee did not notice anything about Odyssey Jones' foot being underneath the ring. LA Knight wins with help from Andre Chase, and that was pretty much it. Andre Chase, I don't know where they're going with him, man. He looks absolutely fucking ridiculous with a goddamn Chase U sweater on. Nobody is going to take him seriously at all, wrestling like that. But this is NXT 2.0, where I just hyped about characters and bragged about characters at the top of tonight's show. Andre Chase is probably at the bottom of NXT 2.0's characters. I don't get it. He looks utterly ridiculous. Nobody is going to take Andre Chase seriously. Nobody. And it looks like he wants to get his ass beat because I don't really see him faring too well in a one-on-one match with the big man, Odyssey Jones. LA Knight gets the win. What does it mean? Where's he going? I think LA Knight right now is too good for NXT, man. Move the man up. He should have absolutely been in the draft on either Friday or Monday. Legado del Fantasma cut a promo on Hit Row, and Santos Escobar is keeping an eye on the North American Championship now that Hit Row got drafted to SmackDown. So, Escobar challenged Swerve for the North American Championship, which will be the first time, I believe, Isaiah Swerve Scott defends that North American Championship. Some people actually totally forgot Isaiah Swerve Scott was the North American Champion until we saw him on tonight's show in a backstage promo with the rest of Death Row holding the North American Championship. He's clearly dropping the title to Santos Escobar. So all that big talk that Top Dollar was doing, you're going down to the group that should have got called up before you guys because you guys needed about 18 more months in NXT developmental to get your shit right. But according to him, he cuts a good promo, so he's ready for the main roster. The microscope is going to be on you so big, Top Dollar. I don't think I have a big enough microscope to keep an eye on you. Moving on. Kyle O'Reilly. He walked up to Von Wagner in the locker room and asked why he's had his back for the last 2 weeks. Von Wagner referred to himself in the third person. Very strange. And then Von Wagner spoke for the first time, man. And I'm listening to this guy speak. He doesn't have a German accent. Still don't know what the fuck a Von Wagner is. But this guy speaks for the first time, and I'm listening to him, and it's very bizarre. It's almost as if the voice doesn't fit the body type. It's almost like a Jack Swagger type mesh for Von Wagner. I don't know. I want to like him, but at the same time, I don't know who he is. Like, what is a Von Wagner? He's got a nice little lisp. It's not as noticeable as Jack Swagger or Jake Hager, but it's there. And he had this, I don't want to say accent. I don't know what type of accent it was. Maybe somebody in the chat could fill me in on what type of accent Von Wagner had tonight. Just very weird. Spoke to himself in the third person. Thinks he's the fucking Rock all of a sudden. So clearly, Kyle O'Reilly doesn't trust anybody. So O'Reilly said after the last year, he doesn't trust anybody and told Von Wagner to stay out of his way. It rubs the lotion on the skin, Von Wagner. I don't know, man. I'm still really trying to understand what the fuck a Von Wagner is. Maybe we'll know in due time. But all I know right now about Von Wagner is Vince McMahon loves him. Vince McMahon thinks he's a great guy. Vince McMahon's going to push him to the moon. Speaking of to the moon, Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Cameron Grimes. To the moon! Cameron Grimes! Put over all the current romances going on in NXT. He said he was on a search to find his lucky lady. Pete Dunne and Rich Holland walked in. Dunne said he was the baddest man in NXT. Please don't forget that amongst all the changes that are happening around here. So he challenged Grimes to a match. Grimes ignored him, started walking towards two ladies standing in the corner and asked if they were single. And then he promptly got turned down because one of them said, well, not totally, but I'm talking to somebody. So with all the money that Cameron Grimes has, he wasn't going to the moon. He wasn't going to the moon tonight, folks. Tommaso Ciampa came out. He cut a promo holding the NXT Championship. Tommaso Ciampa announced that Halloween Havoc is going to happen on October 26th, Tuesday night. He said he needed a champion. And that one man in particular said he wanted to be the flag bearer of NXT 2.0, Braun Breaker. He said that actions speak louder than words, and asked who had the balls to come take his title from him. Braun Breaker's music hits. He comes out wearing street clothes, jeans, t-shirt, black leather jacket, looking like a fucking beast is Braun Breaker. He should really be called Rex Steiner. I still can't get over the Braun Breaker name, but give it about 6 months, I don't think we'll be mentioning Rex Steiner anymore. Breaker said he had the biggest balls in the locker room and that the match everyone wants at Halloween Havoc is the two of them for that, the NXT Championship. He disrespected Goldie by calling Goldie that. Ciampa said the difference between the two of them is that Breaker just wants the title and Ciampa needs the title. Ciampa said that Breaker wants the title because he's going to use it as a stepping stone to move on to something bigger. Ciampa is the heart and soul of NXT, and he needs the championship. He said that Breaker has 3 weeks to go from an intern to a PhD, and he accepted the challenge. I'm enjoying Braun Breaker. I am. I think Braun Breaker brings a sense of legitimacy that you don't really see in WWE, and it's genuine. I'm liking it. Now, if he was named Rex Steiner, I think I'd be all over this guy. So there's a little hesitation just because of the name, but I don't think the name is going to really be a big thing in about 6 months' time. I like his genuine nature. I really do. He's legit. He's believable. He's a badass. And when you mix all that together, it's going to be something that the fans really gravitate to. And that's what they're doing with Braun Breaker. And I love it. Now, the thing with Halloween Havoc is we all knew this match was going to happen because WWE has been teasing this for the last several weeks. We didn't know when, and now we know when. Halloween Havoc, Tuesday night. It's going to be a scary night on Tuesday, October 26th, when NXT 2.0 presents Halloween Havoc. Not because it's a Halloween-themed show, but it's scary in a sense because I don't see Tommaso Ciampa losing this match. Winning this match, rather. I don't see Braun Breaker losing this match. I wish it was the other way around. But the way I see it is, Tommaso Ciampa is the last remaining member of Triple H's NXT that really holds any sort of value. We haven't seen Johnny Gargano. I don't know where the fuck he is. I don't know if he's going to be used. I don't know if he's out because Candice is pregnant. I don't know if WWE is just keeping him on the back burner because of a contract negotiation. I don't know. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano are the last 2 remaining members of the old guard. Johnny Gargano's contract's up in December. Tommaso Ciampa is the NXT champion. Where is Samoa Joe? I don't know. I think Braun Breaker versus Samoa Joe would be an equally great match. I don't know why we couldn't have Samoa Joe drop the title to Braun Breaker, but why did it have to be Tommaso Ciampa? That's where I have my reservations. Samoa Joe is NXT, but Samoa Joe is not WWE. He was never born and bred WWE. Samoa Joe made his name elsewhere. Tommaso Ciampa had the highlights of his entire career in NXT, in WWE. So this is why he's in this spot. Tommaso Ciampa is the NXT champion for one reason and one reason only. And I don't give a shit if you think this is conspiracy theory or not. And I mentioned this on night 1 of the rebrand, when he won the championship. Tommaso Ciampa is great. Tommaso Ciampa could go to the main roster right now and fit in anywhere like a fucking glove. He doesn't want that. He said if he goes to the main roster with the schedule that they have up there, the touring schedule being away from home, he'd rather retire. Tommaso Ciampa is only the NXT champion right now because he's the last remaining heart and soul. He's the last remaining heartbeat of what is left of Triple H's NXT. And when he loses the championship, the old NXT can finally rest in peace. Because right now, there really is nothing left of Triple H's NXT. Only in name. And then they added the 2.0 on top of it to really drive home the fact that it's not the old NXT. The old NXT is still hanging around with Tommaso Ciampa holding Goldie. When Goldie finds a new home, then NXT could finally be dead. I know it's a little out there, but that's the way I think, man. And that's the way I am going to think because I've been damn near correct on everything regarding NXT and the descent between the main roster and NXT and how they punished NXT and how Vince McMahon punished Triple H for losing to AEW and how everything that happened to NXT was Vince McMahon, but he used Triple H as the fall guy to blame him, to get him out of there. It's almost as if Triple H was sabotaged. This is exactly what I think is going to happen, man. We'll see what happens. Braun Breaker is going to be the new NXT champion. Maybe we get a new NXT championship when it does happen. Maybe we get a new colorful title and the old NXT championship would be dead as well. We'll see what happens. But this match is happening on October 26th. I'll be watching and I'll be here in the venue live on YouTube talking about a new guard in NXT. Joe Gacy versus Ikomen Jiro. I do not get Ikomen Jiro. I don't like Ikomen Jiro. Ikomen Jiro looks like a complete comedy geek that's his ceiling in WWE is so small, it's on the level of an Akira Tozawa. Guy wears funny jackets in the ring. You're going to need to wear more than just funny jackets in the ring to get me interested in what you're doing. He does in the ring. Shows off his manly chest, or lack thereof. Wears these silly fucking jackets. Ikomen Jiro. That's what he does. Now I'm supposed to be interested in that. That's what I look at when I look at NXT 2.0. Ikomen Jiro. They're going all in with this Joe Gacy gimmick, man. They're going all in. Seems like WWE is actually going more in and in and in as the weeks go on with Joe Gacy. Man, oh man, does he look like Kevin Owens. It's almost as if they're trying to replace Kevin Owens with a new Kevin Owens. He looks exactly like Kevin Owens' twin. Same body type and everything. Guy comes out wearing black slacks and dress shoes, a gray or a black button-down shirt. Looks like he's a fucking custodian in the local high school. Guy comes out. Nobody knows what type of gimmick he is or what he's supposed to be. I don't know what he is. What is Joe Gacy supposed to be? Is he supposed to be a woke wrestler? Why don't we leave the politics at the door, man? Why do we need all this innuendo and all this vibe about what's going on in the world today and how people think and breathe and act and people's beliefs? Why do we need that translated in a wrestling character like Joe Gacy? Why can't we just do Tony D'Angelo? Why can't we just do guys like Duke Hudson? Why does it got to play out like a Joe Gacy? Then he's got this theme music, man. He comes out doing one of these numbers. Yeah, man. Peace. Peace to you. He's doing. I got old school CJ Parker vibes, bro. Remember CJ Parker? Juice Robinson? Before he became a beast in New Japan? Before he became Tony Storm's Juice Robinson? CJ Park used to come out holding the picket signs, you know, cure world hunger and peace, peace, love, and unity, man. You know, reminds me of that. It reminds me just how bad CJ Parker was in WWE. He beats Ikomen Jiro in about 3 minutes. Jiro knocked him to the mat as he was sitting on the top rope. Gacy fired up after that. He threw Jiro into the corner, followed by some strikes and some kicks. He gave Jiro a suplex, shot him off the ropes with a big back elbow. Jiro managed to get an upper hand, went for a corner move. Then he had a top rope Rana on Gacy. And then he retaliated with a lariat, springboard handstand lariat. Did Joe Gacy do on Jiro, and that was enough to get the win. Now, I don't want to be too hard on Joe Gacy. I don't. I want to like it. I really do. And I do see some potential in it. And I saw the potential in it when he had a stare down with Tommaso Ciampa a little bit later on in the show. He actually confronted Tommaso Ciampa in the back while Mackenzie Mitchell was interviewing Ciampa about the match made for Halloween Havoc with Braun Breaker. And Joe Gacy asked for a title shot. He said, you asked out there who had the bigger balls in the locker room and asked someone to show up to challenge you for the NXT Championship. I'd like an opportunity. So Joe Gacy is getting a match with Tommaso Ciampa next week on the show. And there was a moment where he went to go hug Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa put his hand up and he said, listen, I'm giving you this match and you think that ring is a safe space for everybody, including yourself. I'm telling you right now, next week, that ring is not going to be a safe space. And there was a moment where Joe Gacy got refused of a hug and he had this psychotic look on his face. If there is another layer to this character, I'm going to give it a chance because I feel like there's something there that we're not seeing yet. And I think the way he is doing this gimmick for the last 3 weeks, if he gets more involved in it and he starts playing the role a little bit more week in and week out, and we start to see those layers added, I may actually become a fan of the gimmick. The only thing is, I don't know how far the gimmick's going to go. Something like this seems like it's going to have a short shelf life in WWE. I don't really look at it as a main event gimmick. Not everybody can be a main event gimmick. But if there's another layer to this that we're not seeing, just based off that little visual of him kind of having this psychotic look on his face after being denied a hug by Tommaso Ciampa, I'm going to give it a chance. I just don't understand it. I really don't. I thought WWE put this poor guy out there because they wanted to generate some interest with a fucking woke social justice warrior, SJW character on their program. But I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a shot. We got Duke Hudson. Another one of my guys on this show, man. I liked Duke Hudson. He was my favorite to win the NXT Breakout Tournament. I liked the makeup of Duke Hudson, but he was nothing more than a big Australian guy who Wade Barrett kind of looked at and said, he reminds me of myself, which is great because I was a big Wade Barrett guy. But they finally gave Duke Hudson an actual gimmick. Duke Hudson is now a professional poker player, and he was shown sitting at a poker table saying that both poker and wrestling are very similar because both are mind games. I like it. I don't know what we're going to see out of Duke Hudson, but I'm a big poker guy, man. To me, that's relatable. And when I see something like that, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm a fan of that. If he can translate the world of poker into his gimmick, I'm going to be all for him. I think that's going to be a good move. So we'll see what happens with Duke Hudson. I like the progression that WWE's taking with some of these guys. Character development. Cora Jade, this was her NXT 2.0 debut. She is the one dating Trey Baxter. She was supposed to wrestle somebody by the name of Virginia Perry, but the match did not get started because Robert Stone and Frankie Monet attacked Virginia Perry during Jade's entrance, and Frankie Monet got in there and wrestled Cora Jade instead. And the match only went 2 minutes. Cora Jade wins in 2 minutes. Trey Baxter ran to the ring at the end of this thing after Jade got the victory. Jade got the victory with I believe, a double knee strike to the face, and that was pretty much it. So Cora Jade was being beaten for a little bit, and then she got a double knee to the face, and Frankie Monet got the 1-2-3 loss by Cora Jade. Trey Baxter came out and celebrated with Cora Jade. Frankie Monet is a lost cause on NXT, man. I don't know what they're doing with Frankie Monet. I don't know why she wasn't called up in the draft. Don't know why she didn't get called up to the main roster and get placed on SmackDown with John Morrison. I don't know. Or did John Morrison go to Raw? I don't even know where John Morrison is. Wherever John Morrison is, Frankie Monet should be there, and they should be a power couple in the mid-card, challenging for a United States or an Intercontinental title. Because she is doing absolutely nothing. She's a veteran. How many years does she have in this industry? And WWE is using her in the worst way possible. She's doing nothing. And I don't know why. They gave her a big superstar entrance. She was supposed to be a big deal in Triple H's NXT, and nothing ever got off the ground at all. She needs to be on the main roster with John Morrison and out of NXT. Cora Jade's got a little bit of Paige in her. Cora Jade's got a mixture of Paige and Darby Allin mixed in. Comes out with the skateboard. She's very punk rock. So she's got that type of vibe going on. I don't know much about her. I need to see more than just 90 seconds in a WWE ring to really sink my teeth into what she's going to be doing on the show. But WWE clearly's got plans for her. Trey Baxter's on the show. Their real-life relationship is brought to the show. She got a win over Frankie Monet in about 90 seconds. It is what it is. Pete Dunne versus Cameron Grimes. This went 5 minutes. 5 minutes for a Pete Dunne and Cameron Grimes match. You give these guys 15, and they'll tear the house down. But this is Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard's NXT, man. 15-minute matches don't exist here. This was a very good match for what it was. So Grimes and Dunn locked up. They started to feel each other out with some submission holds at the start. Dunn began doing his finger manipulation, working the fingers, the arms, and the shoulders. So the two traded arm drags. Grimes locked in an armbar. And then Dunn made it to his feet, shot Grimes off the ropes at a clothesline. Dunn was striking Cameron Grimes with some offense, went for a knee in the corner. Grimes dodged, hit a knee to the face of Dunn in the corner. Grimes went for a high cross body off the top for a 2. Grimes went for a German suplex with Dunn escaping into a German of his own. Dunn then looked to lock in a submission with Grimes rolling him over for a 2 count. Grimes finally hit a German suplex and bridged it for a 2 count. Grimes went for a roundhouse kick. Dunn blocked it. Dunn distracted the referee, and Holland pulled Grimes out of the ring. Kyle O'Reilly came out of nowhere to aid Cameron Grimes here, but the distraction was enough for Dunn to hit the bitter end, and Pete Dunne beats Cameron Grimes in about 6 minutes. Kyle O'Reilly attacked Dunn and Holland after the match. He got laid out and then was helped up once again by Von Wagner during the commercial break. Don't know where they're going with this O'Reilly and Von Wagner thing. Maybe it's going to end up turning Kyle O'Reilly heel. I don't know. Maybe we get Kyle O'Reilly versus a Von Wagner, with Kyle O'Reilly doing the deed for our boy Von Wagner. I don't know. I don't know where they're going, but they're slow playing it for sure. Hit Row was shown backstage laughing in response to my podcast. I kid you not. They actually took offense to my podcast and blocked me on social media so they could all kiss my ass. Because in the end, I will be right as always. They were talking about Legado del Fantasma. They said they are running to the money on SmackDown. Yeah, the money runs out. I can't wait to see where you guys are in about 6 to 12 months. Titus O'Neil may have 4 new talent in catering. And you know how Titus loves his talent, man. One of you guys may actually get promoted to executive chef. He loves those. SmackDown chose them, Top Dollar said. Swerve then accepted the challenge for the North American title by Escobar. That's happening next week. More than likely, Escobar is going to win the North American Championship, and rightfully so. Good luck, Mr. Swerve. You're going to have a lot of work to do to carry 3 other bodies on the main roster. Hopefully you are man enough to do the deed. Malik Blade versus my boy Tony D'Angelo. This was easily the best thing on the entire show, man. Tony D'Angelo was easily the best thing on the show. First of all, his music was perfect. It had this old school Italian mobster vibe to it. It broke it down into some kind of new age, kind of hip hop / cool beat vibe going on. He came out wearing a velvet tracksuit, man. He legitimately looked like a mobster on a Sunday afternoon, walking to the cigar shop. He looked great, man. He did. And this guy is over. Before this guy even got to the ring and the bell rung, the crowd was chanting for Tony D'Angelo. Why was the crowd chanting for Tony D'Angelo? Did anybody ask yourselves that question? Why was the crowd so invested in Tony D'Angelo right out of the gate? Was it the cool music? Was it the fact that he came out looking like a mobster on a Sunday afternoon? Walking to the local pizzeria. Hey, yo, Tony, pepperoni, please. And give me one of them birch beers. Was it that? No, it wasn't that. It wasn't anything to do with the stereotypical mobster Italian paisan gimmick that he's got. It does help, but it's not that. The reason why Tony D'Angelo is so over with the crowd is because they got a glimpse of him for 4 weeks before he actually made his debut on NXT. How many times have I told you before in the past that NXT does things right? Triple H and what he did for 9 years is what the model should be for the main roster. If the main roster only did what Triple H did on NXT, the main roster would be in such better shape. With all incoming talent, you should pull from NXT and do exactly what you did with Tony D'Angelo, man. The reason why the crowd was chanting Tony D'Angelo's name and he didn't even fucking have a lockup in the ring yet is because you knew who he was and you knew what you were going to expect when the guy got to NXT tonight. 4 weeks of vignettes absolutely helped his cause. And if you don't think NXT helped his cause by doing these vignettes, then you don't know a goddamn fucking thing. Absolutely, from this point on, no matter who you have that you have coming into the company, if you are high on them, they need a vignette like Tony D'Angelo for 4 weeks. That's the maximum I'd go, 4 weeks. After that's a little bit too much, and then people may lose interest. So if you got Parker Boudreaux coming, I need vignettes for Parker Boudreaux telling me who he is, getting me a vibe of who he is and what he does for 4 weeks. Von Wagner, I need to see Von Wagner vignettes for 4 weeks. I want to know who he is, what he's about. What is he doing here? What are his goals? The reason why Tony D'Angelo was over is because he had 4 weeks of vignettes. It works. I always go back to the Val Venus days. Now, Val Venus was quite the character. I mean, it was in a time and age where you could get away with that type of thing, but the vignettes of Val Venus, man, when you got Jenna Jameson popping up from a fucking bush and she goes back down to give you a blowjob in your fucking vignette, how the fuck are you not gonna be over? My name is Val Venus, and I'm on the set of my latest flick, Die Hard. Who doesn't enjoy that? You know? You got 4 weeks of him coming out of the fucking shower, wearing a goddamn towel. You got naked women walking into his bedroom, to his bed that's in the shape of a heart. it's going to get over. That's exactly why Tony D'Angelo was over. Loved it. Everything about this was perfect. He should be super proud of what he did tonight, man. Crowd loved him. Blade cut him off immediately. Hit a drop kick that sent him out of the ring. D'Angelo was able to make a comeback. D'Angelo was not ready for NXT TV on a regular basis. But what we saw tonight, after the little offensive spurt by Malik Blade, Tony D'Angelo can go, man. He's not no Bret the Hitman Hart. But Tony D'Angelo can go. He mentioned amateur background wrestling. Man, we saw some of that tonight. He can really go. He's not some fucking, paisan. Give me a sausage slice over there, please. I'm going to go have a meatball with my fucking, my girlfriend over at the Italian restaurant. No, he's not. He's not some cheesy gimmick, man. The guy can actually fucking wrestle on top of being a cheesy gimmick. But the cheesy gimmick is relatable. That's the fucked up thing. It's relatable. People are going to sink their teeth into something like this, man. He's not ready yet. Give him 6 months. Give him 12 months. We may be looking at the best thing on NXT. Honestly. And I'm not just saying that because, he's Italian and he's a paisan and he's got the mobster thing going on. He's legitimately got all the pieces to be a major player on this brand. He does. And I know, when I see somebody that's got talent, I know, man. I've been watching this shit for 30 years. You don't think I know? You don't think I've seen people come and go quick and die 1,000 deaths? This guy can go. Blade cut him off, hit a crossbody for a near fall. D'Angelo tripped Blade into the turnbuckle, hit a belly-to-belly suplex, which looked nice. Pinned the Blade with a Northern Lights suplex, and then followed with a twisting fisherman's neck breaker, which looked fantastic. 1, 2, 3, Tony D'Angelo got the victory, man. Tony D'Angelo got the victory. Awesome stuff. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams talked about the tag team title match. Hayes brought up that he didn't even cash in his breakout title match contract. Williams clarified that they were bout it. That's great, Carmelo Hayes. Your contract should be for a singles title. Why are you going to cash in your contract in the middle of a fatal four-way tag team title match? When Melo shoots, he doesn't miss, he says. Seems like he's been missing shots lately every single week. A couple of air balls thrown in there. Come on, bro. Indy Hartwell defeated Mei Ying. This was terrible. The fuck is Mei Ying? Why do we have Mei Ying on television losing? Why do you have someone like Mei Ying looking like that losing on television? I hate these supernatural zombie-like fucking outerly fucking worldly characters on this show. What is this? What is this? Send this shit to Impact. Get it out of here. Indy Hartwell got a victory, and that was it. Elbow drop, springboard elbow on Mei Ying, 1, 2, 3. Don't give a shit. Lash Legend. This is another one of those things that I'm absolutely going to fucking hate on this show. What the fuck is a Lash Legend? What is Lash Legend supposed to be? Is she Wendy Williams? Is that what she's supposed to be? The second coming of Wendy Williams on NXT? If that's the case, save it. Wendy Williams sucks. What a fucking atrocious idea for a gimmick. This got trash written all over it. This has get off my TV written all over it, man. Lash Legend? Here, I thought, all right, the name doesn't sound too bad. Let me see what she does in the ring. Yet she's doing fucking talk shows 2 weeks in a row. Who gives a shit? She can't even cut a promo. She's not nice to listen to. What the fuck are we doing? Get her off TV. What an atrocious gimmick. Yet there'll be people out there that like this type of shit, man. Really. Raquel Gonzalez was in the ring. She was in there with Samantha Irvin, the other NXT reporter backstage, the younger one, who asked about her toxic attraction situation. Raquel said that the hair dye seeped into Mandy's brain. She's been making waves for a month, with Gonzalez making waves for over a year. She said the NXT Championship means you are the best in the business, and if she touches her title again, she'll be posing for a body cast, not some likes on the gram. That if it doesn't crashes. Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction made their way out again. Rose cut a promo and said that she used to admire Gonzalez, but now she's just a desperate champion. She said that Toxic Attraction is taking over. Gigi Dolan said that all three of them are championship material and that Gonzalez can't help but stare in awe at them. Gonzalez said all she can see is the staples in her head from getting hit with the title last week. JC Jane said that they're going to hold all the gold because they aren't just Toxic Attraction. They are the attraction. So then they surrounded Gonzalez in the ring once again. Mandy said that they were going to have some fun. They looked to attack when Io Shirai and Zoe Stark made the save. Toxic Attraction retreated, leaving the NXT Women's Champion and the Tag Team Champions in the ring. So it looks like we're getting a triple threat match of some sort, or a six-man tag, rather. Six-woman tag, sorry. Six-woman tag. And it looks like Io Shirai and Zoe Stark will once again lock up with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, probably this time dropping the titles. And it looks like they're setting up Mandy to take the title off of Raquel Gonzalez, which I don't find believable at all. So we'll see what happens there, but I had a different vision in mind for Raquel Gonzalez when she won that title from Io, man. She's done absolutely nothing with that championship. It may actually serve Mandy Rose better to win that championship and give that title to Mandy right now. Raquel has been an absolute disappointment as champion. She's done nothing. So if WWE wants to do the title change, I'm all for the title change. I just don't find it believable that Mandy can beat Raquel Gonzalez. So we'll see what happens. I think the first piece to fall is the Tag Team Championships. I think they get the Tag Team Championships first, and then we get Mandy Rose beating Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship. The main event, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen versus the Grizzled Young Veterans versus MSK versus Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. This was a fatal four-way elimination match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Now, I'm a big fan of the Grizzled Young Veterans. I really am. I'm a big fan of Imperium. I think MSK is great. But WWE, I get what they're trying to do to rebuild their tag team division at NXT. I'm not really involved with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I think Carmelo Hayes is more, to me, a solo act. I don't know who Trick Williams is or why I should care about Trick Williams. Then we got Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs, man. WWE clearly paired these two together with tag team in mind. WWE clearly is going all in with them as a tag team because now they look like a tag team. But WWE, I don't know what's going on or what type of vibe they are looking to give Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. It's almost as if they're stuck in the middle between a Smoking Guns vibe and APA. I don't know what they're trying to be, man. To me, they're a little bit more Smoking Gun vibe with the fucking jeans and the big belt buckles. But then they want to go to the bar and kick ass like APA. Can't do both. You look ridiculous. Meanwhile, you're trying to be the APA, and nobody is going to be Ron Simmons and JBL. I'm sorry. You're just going to come off as a second-rate fucking Walmart, great value brand of the APA, and you aren't going to do yourself any favors, and the fans are going to see right through that shit, man. They're really going to be all over that shit in the worst way possible. Josh Briggs doesn't have any charisma. Brooks Jensen doesn't have any charisma yet anyway. I get that they're in this for about 3-4 weeks. Give them some time, I know. But I don't see it yet. I don't see why I should care about these guys. I didn't give a fuck about the Smoking Guns, and that's the type of vibe that they're giving off to me. That's what WWE is building these guys around. Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart Gunn. Grizzled young veterans, man, they keep getting the short end of the stick on their show. They should definitely be tag team champions. Either them or Imperium. Either one of those teams should be the tag team champions. This was a fine match, but with all four of these teams, I find it very difficult to have a fatal four-way be bad. This was not bad at all, but I didn't really give a shit about any of these teams on this night in this main event. Everyone tagged in early. They did their solo stuff. Everybody got their stuff in. Everybody looked pretty decent. MSK looks great. The veterans look great. Hayes and Trick Williams didn't look bad for the time that they were in there. Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs got a little bit of offense. They didn't look bad either. Nobody fucked up anything. So Briggs and Jensen ended up in control. This allowed Wesley to hit a running tope con hero to the floor, taking out Hayes and Williams. MSK pinned Williams with an assisted neck breaker off the top rope, which looked great. That was the first elimination. Zach Gibson of the GYV. They were beating down Wesley of MSK. Drake was tagged in, took control. MSK cut them off. Nash Carter hit a moonsault off the turnbuckle to the floor, taking out the Grizzled young veterans. Jensen was able to tag in and quickly pinned Gibson from an assist from Briggs. So the Grizzled young veterans are eliminated. And we're down to MSK and Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. They need a tag team name. They genuinely need a tag team. I don't want to call them Brooks and Jensen. Give them a tag team name. Something cool. That would really, really solidify them as a fucking tag team. I got to get over the fucking jeans, though. So it's down to Jensen and Briggs and MSK. So Briggs hit Lee with a big boot, with Jensen planting him with a side Russian leg sweep at the same time. Both of them controlled Lee, hitting a double choke slam. Nash Carter hit a big crossbody to the floor, taking out Jensen. Lee was able to get a victory roll on Briggs for the pin, and MSK retains the tag team championships. Jensen and Briggs grabbed the titles in frustration after the match. They gave them to MSK as they left, kind of establishing them as baby faces here. As they were leaving Imperium, Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner ran in and attacked MSK. Jensen and Woods came in, chased the heels away, helping MSK get to their feet as the show ended. So it looks like we're going to get MSK versus Imperium for the tag team championships. And I'm all for Imperium being the tag team champions, man. You know, I've said it once, and I'm going to say it again. If you are the best at what you do in your division, you should be the tag team champions by far and away. You should be a champion, period. That's why Roman's the champion. That's why I didn't think Big E should have won the championship. I think Bobby Lashley got shafted. But in this case, I think Imperium needs to be the tag team champions. They are the very best tag team, maybe in all of WWE. Maybe in all of WWE. They should win the tag team championships. The crowd continues to be indifferent with MSK. Not really an overwhelming sense of babyface reaction there for MSK. I don't know what's going on. But we'll see what happens if that match does happen and what WWE plans to do. Maybe they drop the titles to Imperium and WWE moves on from MSK. They haven't really done much with those tag team titles. I think it's time we switch the titles and give them to both Bartel and Fabian Eichner. Guys, that is your NXT post show. We're about to go over the lack of super chats here. I guess nobody wanted to super chat tonight, so that means it's a very, very quick evening for me. There's some great drink specials at the bar. I don't know why you're not up at the bar ordering your drinks, man. Super chats are open. Get them on in, hanging out. Got my cold beverage all ready to go. I thank you guys for joining me tonight, man. Let's try for 700 likes. We got 621 so far. We need another 80 to hit 700. So if you guys have not hit that thumbs up, please go and do so. Follow me also on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications and continue to join the channel and become a VIP. Also, go get your t-shirts. Bonfire.com is the exclusive home of Off the Script. You guys can actually access Bonfire right underneath the video player right now. you'll see 5 of OTS's best-selling t-shirts. Click the shirt you want, it'll take you right to Bonfire. Also, go check out the Monday Night Raw review and anything else that you might have missed on the channel. Off the Script episode 393 is on the channel. We got an extra on Sunday talking about Bray Wyatt and where he's going. And then, like I said, Monday Night Raw last night for night 2 of the draft. Let's start. Actually, let me get into... I know there was a couple before the stream actually started. We got Andrew McAvoy with a $4.49 in Super Chat. Jesse just texted me the Red Sox win. $4.49 in UK Super Chat. Been a WWE fan for 30 years and always will be, but I'm worried about the way the current product is. AEW is the place to be at the moment. Andrew, everybody's worried about current WWE creative, man. Everybody. If you're not worried, you're not a fan. Stop accepting mediocrity. Jaden Gilliam with a $1.99 Super Chat. I love D'Angelo as well. He went to UB College. I'm assuming that's the University of Buffalo. Good on Tony D, bro. Off the Script is a fan of Tony D already after night 1, man. Very impressive debut. Reverend Davey Thompson with a $2 Super Chat. I'm praying for you, Vicky. What up, JD? Vicky actually is a 7-month member of the venue. She posts a 7-month membership Super Chat celebrating my 7 months being with OTS, but it's also a sad week. Just lost a good friend yesterday. Vicky, I am very sorry to hear that. I saw the prayer emojis in the chat earlier. Let's throw those prayer emojis up again, once again, for not only Vicky, but my boy Big Hodge as well, man. So a collective prayer emojis for everybody in the chat, for Vicky, and for my boy Big Hodge. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Reverend Davey. Tony Brown with a $4.99 Super Chat. All right, my friend, now you know what to put the lotion on. Von Wagner, but Mandy Rose is absolutely a babe in brown hair. OTS for life. Mandy Rose is very attractive, bro. I will give you that. Kim Jong-un with a $2 Super Chat. Me and Donald Trump had dog for dinner. It was good. It sounds delicious, Kim Jong-un. Thank you for your catering menu. Awesome. It's not better than Titus Catering, though. Captain Solo with a 4-month membership. He says, JD, who do you think would have more to offer the main roster with good booking? LA Knight or Cameron Grimes? LA Knight. No question. LA Knight. Should be on the main roster, no question, man. He got shafted. Captain Solo also says with a $5 Super Chat, JD, were you a fan of Mike Awesome and will Champa and Gargano go to AEW when that contract's expired? Great show tonight as always. I could see Gargano going to AEW. I could see Champa going to AEW. Triple H is not in charge anymore. If Triple H was there, it'd be a different story, but Triple H is not in charge anymore, and he's not going to be in charge when he comes back from his health issues. It is over. The honeymoon is over. And yes, I was a fan of Mike Awesome. I'll never forget Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka at One Night Stand 2005, man. What a fucking match that was. Holy shit. Kim Jong-un with another $2 Super Chat. Jerry, come visit me in North Korea. Dinner on me. No, thank you, bro. I'll take a rain check. Man of 1,005 holds with a $5 Super Chat. Loving the Tony D'Angelo gimmick, and his wrestling is good. I was in tears when he bribed the ref. Bada bing, bada boom, Tony D'Angelo. I even loved he was mocking Malik Blade tonight. Who is this guy over here? Come on. Come on. Tony D'Angelo. Magician Sapphire with a $10 super chat. I googled Von Wagner and one of the results was Wegener's disease. I don't know, man, but he looks like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. I'll never get over it. Once I mentioned it and once you watch the movie, you'll never get out of your head, man. Put the lotion in the baskets. It puts the lotion on the skin. Von Wagner. Metalhead for Life with a $4.99 super chat. Keep it up, Super Emoji Con. Thank you, bro. Furious Nation with a $5 super chat. What's up, JD? In my opinion, Tony D'Angelo impressed me tonight. Also, NXT UK is bringing fans back next week with A-Kid versus Ilya Dragunov as the main event. It's good for them, man. I don't watch NXT UK. Nobody watches me cover NXT local. Why the fuck are they going to care about me watching or reviewing NXT UK? Britannia McDuckling. It's quite the name there. Britannia McDuckling. $4.99 super chat. What's up, JD? Is it your ultimate dream goal to one day open up or own your real life, possibly pro wrestling themed bar that looks identical to the venue? Yes. Yes. Yes, Britannia, you're on to me. You're on to me. That's exactly why I got the venue made. And if this was a real life concept, it'd be fucking awesome, and I'd be there every single week. Misconduct 24 with a $2 super chat. Could Braun vs. Champa go the way of Kurt vs. Cena? Possibly. I don't see Braun Breaker losing. There's no way that he should lose. By the way, I forgot to mention, after Joe Gacy came out and he beat Ikomen Jiro tonight, you saw Parker Bordeaux standing in the audience, man. Holy shit, does this guy look like a fucking savage, man. Looks like this guy's gonna slit your throat in the middle of the fucking forest, man. On an episode of The Walking Dead. He looked like a straight fucking murderer tonight. Oh my goodness. Now, I don't know if he can wrestle, but if you're looking like that, you're one step ahead of the curve, bro. Prodigy RKO becomes a member for 2 months. Thank you, guys. Thank you, man. Second month in an OTS membership from the Discord family. JD, thoughts on tomorrow's 2-year anniversary celebration in Dynamite? I can't wait. Can't wait. Should be a great ladder match, man. I'm expecting Adam Page to be the Joker card and win the number one contendership for the AEW World title. Best in the world with a $5 super chat. Gacy has an alter ego. It's freaking crazy. I think they will probably bust it out for Halloween Havoc. It's like the demon, but crazier. How do you know? Do you know Joe Gacy? Have you seen this other side? Did Joe Gacy tell you this over a personal phone call? Did he DM you? Did he send smoke signals? I hope so. I want to like it. I do. I see some glimpses of good stuff there, but I'm not seeing it yet. Raging Girl Gamer, a member for 13 months. JD, love you, man. You're so inspirational. Seriously, I was looking at your old vlogs from 5 years ago when you was at 47K, and look at you now. Rage, you ain't seen nothing yet. I got my design team working on yet another 4K graphic for the fucking podcast, man. This time we'll be driving to the venue. You guys are going to get an inside glimpse of the Mustang. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And then maybe we'll do some new work next year. I want to extend on this whole universe, man. I want to build on this entire universe that I've created here. Kim Jong-un with a $2 super chat. Me and Donald Trump will jump Vince McMahon. Good. Get rid of him. Furious Nation with a $5 super chat. Since Ridge Holland's on SmackDown now, what if Tyler Bate and Trent Seven get paired with Pete Dunne? Listen, man. If Tyler Bate and Trent Seven get paired with Pete Dunne, that's a thumbs up in my book, man. Trent Seven and Tyler Bate as a tag team are fucking great. Trent Seven, solo, I'm not a big fan of. But with him and Tyler Bate together, I love it. And Tyler Bate is fucking incredible. I don't know how you don't make money off Tyler Bate. I don't. Raging Girl Gamer with a $20 super chat. I missed the late night COD streams. Yeah. I know. But tomorrow I'll be up early, man. Tomorrow we're doing Battlefield, man. My first stream ever on the new PC. Hopefully all goes well. Not like last time. I got Battlefield already pre-downloaded. I signed up for EA Play to play early. It's going to be great, man. I can't wait to jump in. Tribal Chief with a Canadian $5 super chat. Imagine Tony D'Angelo on Critiques and Connoisseurs. He'll be welcome anytime, man. Drinking some fucking fine wine and smoking some cigars. Get him on the show. Furious Nation with a $5 super chat. I think Adam Page wins the ladder match tomorrow night on Dynamite. He is absolutely your guy to beat Kenny Omega. I absolutely agree. Kim Jong-un with a $2 super chat. I would have saved the Jews from Adolf. That's great, Kim Jong-un. Thank you so much, man. It's a great visionary mind you got there. Great, thank you. Coil Phoenix 713 $10 super chat. Hey JD, do you think when Champa loses, they will give him the old NXT belt as like a thank you and make him the last champion to hold the OG belt, aka gold? Coiled, yes. I do think so. I mean, that's what I would do. Raging Girl Gamer with a $5 super chat. Who is Tony D'Angelo? Rage, you got to watch NXT tonight. Roughly around the 9 o'clock hour. Jesse says Buddy Murphy is the Joker card. Daniel Rodriguez with a $4.99 super chat. JD, I know you've been getting a lot of hate lately the last few weeks online. Just know you're a good person and damn good at what you do. Keep doing good. Daniel, thank you, and I know. Fuck the trolls, fuck the haters, man. Nobody's getting rid of me. Furious Nation becomes a new member in the venue. Thank you, Nation. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for becoming a VIP. What are you drinking? Kim Jong-un with a $2 super chat. Jerry, I love you. Thank you, Kim Jong-un. Rage with a $5 super chat. I'll be on Battlefield on PS5 tomorrow. I'll be off from work. I'll be on PC tomorrow. I don't know what time. I'll probably set the stream up tonight and decide tonight. Best in the world, $5 super chat. You will see Gacy's ego soon enough. Tyler Bate, man, that's a future superstar if you let him go. Walter vs. Bate was fire at NXT UK. Love you, JD. Yes, one of my favorite matches in all of NXT under Triple H. That match was incredible. And Furious Nation with a $5 super chat. Who are your picks to win King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring? My picks are Liv Morgan and Xavier Woods. Furious, if you watched my Monday Night Raw post show last night, you would have heard me mention this. Liv Morgan is a good pick. Tony Storm is a good pick. For the men, it needs to be one of these three guys. Ricochet, Keith Lee, or Karrion Kross. Anybody else is a disappointment. Xavier Woods should not win the King of the Ring. He's a tag team wrestler, and the New Day have done more than enough to get themselves over. Xavier Woods does not need to win King of the Ring. King of the Ring should be used as a platform to elevate new talent. Xavier Woods does not need to be elevated, and nor does the New Day. Guys, I'm getting out of here, man. Hopefully you enjoyed this NXT post show tonight. Tuesdays are a little quiet. I don't like quiet, man. I like it rowdy. I like it loud. I like it boisterous. I like it busy. Johnny Jawjaw with a $2 super chat. It's so easy, even a Von Wagner can do it. I appreciate you guys very much for hanging out with me on your Tuesday nights, man. Rage with a $5 super chat. Raw is the best wrestling promoter. Never mind. Rage, thank you for the $5 super chat. Stick World Mayor, $2 super chat. Here's $2 for just kicking butt and taking names. Thank you, Stick World Mayor. Rage, thank you for your $5 super chat. I stopped reading after you said Raw is the best. I can't read any further. I can't read any further, man. I don't want to vomit my fucking Chipotle. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you for your Tuesday nights. Jesse and I will be back on Wednesday. Same time, same channel. A little bit more lively because AEW is where it's at. But I need 2 things from you guys right now, man. Number 1, I need those guitar emojis. And if you got them, give me those Mustang emojis. And number 2, I need that music on max. This one's for Tony D'Angelo. Good job, bro. You got fans here at the OTS venue. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Wednesday Night Dynamite. Jesse and I will be back live to talk about that casino ladder match, man. It's going to be great. See you guys later.